Dear children, welcome to our science class. Today we shall be starting the next topic of soil, that is types of soil. In this figure you can see there are three types of soil shown: clay soil, loamy soil and sandy soil. In clay soil what happens? The particles present in this soil are very small, are very fine you can say, and in sandy soil the particles are larger, the size of the particles are larger. And loamy soil is a combination of clay soil and sandy soil where both the sizes, the particles are of both sizes. Okay, now let us see the differences between clay soil and sandy soil. In clay soil what happens, as I have said, the particle size is very small, very fine, so the particles, they are tightly packed together, but in sandy soil they are not that much tightly packed together. So it is natural that in clay soil between the particles there will be no space or very little space as compared to the sandy soil. Then from this we can say that in clay soil there will be less amount of air in between the particles, isn't it? As there is less space. But in sandy soil there will be more air. Again, in clay soil, since there are very small, very little space between the particles, so it will hold more water, it can retain more water. But in sandy soil what happens? The water will not be held by the particles. Instead, the water will percolate, will flow towards down. It will flow down and it will remain dry. This type of soil remains dry, but clay soil, it remains wet. Here I have written the important characteristics of these three types of soil. You can write it down in your copy. Alright, and now we will be seeing a video, a small video clip on these three types of soil. Okay, now let us see the video.
Loamy soil and clay soil on a sheet of white paper. Examine these under a magnifying glass. You will observe that sandy soil is made of sand particles which are relatively large in size. They cannot fit closely together and there is large space between them. This space is filled with air. If the amount of large and fine particles is about the same, then the soil is called loamy. In clay soil, fine particles are relatively high in proportion and have very less space between them. Sandy soil is made of a greater proportion of big particles. There is large spaces between them. This space is filled with air. This soil is light, well aerated and dry. It is grey or brown in color and rich in organic matter. Clay soil has small-sized particles and water can be trapped in the tiny gaps between them. Hence, clay soil is heavy and holds more water. It is used for making pots and toys. Loamy soil is a mixture of sand, soil and silt. It also contains humus and is therefore considered the best for the growth of plants. That is why it is found in gardens and farmlands. Collect samples of clay, loamy and sandy soil. Take a fistful of soil from one of the samples. Remove any pebbles, rocks or grass blades from it. Now add water to it drop by drop and knead the soil. Add just enough water so that a ball can be made from it, but at the same time it should not be sticky. Make a ball from this soil. Now try making a ring from this ball. Repeat this activity with other samples also. From this activity you will find that only clay soil is suitable for making toys and pots.
Dear children, at the end of this topic today, there are 3 questions for you to solve. You find out the answers of these 3 questions and write down in your copy. Alright? Thank you.